Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're going to be playing a deck that the only thing I can say is this is just a beautiful mess. It's a bunch of ridiculous legends, but we get to play a card that we haven't played with in a minute, and that's PowrDragn. Because whenever you have legends that go to the graveyard, they come back as zombies with vigilance, but we also have a bunch of things that can take advantage of those tokens, so let's get into it. We're going to be starting with some Skrelv, because, well, it's 1 mana, it's a legend, it counts. It can also protect stuff like a PowrDragn, which helps out a lot. Tiny Bones joins up because we are going to be playing a bunch of legends, so why not? This is just some free, consistent damage. A couple of Tiny Bones as well. The fact that we have some 1 mana things is actually pretty big, and there are a lot of matchups where you just want some Death Touch stuff early. Gonna play some Get Lost just for some removal. I do like also having some Invasion of Gobakhan here. We're going to find out how good this is, but there is an interesting thing I want to talk about with this card here in a second. Go for the Throat, obviously, quality removal. We all know what that is. il-kor. If we're going to be making some tokens, we get to gain some extra life, and also this has Death Touch, and then when stuff dies, we drain our opponent, so lots of incremental life gain and life loss for our opponent. We are going to play some Caretaker's Talent, because if you have anything that makes tokens, and you're playing white, you might as well be playing it these days. There is 1 copy of Lorn of the Third Path. However, I think Lorn of the Third Path could be another il-kor. We'll have to see by the end of the video. Some Lord Skitter because, well, again, making tokens and the bonus of getting to remove stuff from the graveyard. Comball plays nicely with all of this stuff, so if we have tokens coming into the battlefield, we get to drain the opponent, we get to copy theirs. Just a lot of good stuff going on there. A couple of copies of Legions to Ashes, because this can remove all kinds of things. In Zorline, this is the very interesting card here, right? And the reason I wanted to mention the Invasion of Gobakhan earlier is that you can just sacrifice Invasion of Gobakhan if you want to. Once it's on Light Shield Array, you can attack, and then you can return it with Zorline. So you can reset the thing in their hand that you want to cost more if you're at that stage of the game, which is kind of a cool little interaction. Archangel Elspeth, all around good, no surprise, another token maker. We are going to be playing some Shieldred for obvious reasons. And then, of course, the PowrDragn that we talked about at the beginning of the video. So, yeah, lots of cool stuff going on here. Lots of wild interactions. I don't know if all these cards will work together or not, if they're doing the thing they should do. But we're going to play some games and find out. And if you do like what you find out and you want to play it, at the end of the video, you can go right down to the description. There'll be a link. It'll take you over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, where you can download this and you can play it in Arena yourself. For now, though, let's go see if PowrDragn and all these tokens can get the job done. Alrighty, we'll keep this. Actually, I don't know. I kept that very quick. I, for some reason, was processing this as being a creature, and it most definitely is not. That's not good. Ah, well, we're in it now. Decided I'll play 1 or 2 practice games, depending on how long they go, and we'll get into the ranked games. Mostly so we can get a feel for the deck, make sure everything's doing what we want it to do, all that good stuff. Oh, Cosmic Hunger. That's not a card we expected to see. All right, well, we'll just pass. Bunnycorn. Alright. No need to let that sit around and get bigger. Hey, we got a PowrDragn. Also, another random interaction here is that you could use Tiny Bone Joins Up to discard a thing of your own if you already had a Zorline out and wanted to pick it up from the graveyard or whatever. So, something to keep in mind. Just a thought. Sure. And now we can kind of attack with impunity because if our Lord Skitter dies, we just get it back as a token. So who cares? Alright, Caretaker's Talent. Everybody's wanting to copy some tokens these days. PowrDragn's holding the fort strong. I could destroy their thing, but I'm just going for max value at this point. Yep, get to drain the opponent because we made an extra token. Man, we have all kinds of triggers happening here. This is crazy. I mean, their stuff's all still 1 toughness, so why not? Valley Might Caller, you got it. And a Bunnycorn, you got it. And what is that, an Elder? Sure. So this is intriguing, because these we don't want to use, because it just gives everything +3, which is foolish for us. So, question becomes, what is it worth it for us to attack with, right? Opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. If we kill 2 of them, even if the others get pumped up, do we care? I mean, like, it's kind of the question, right? Like, do we even give a dang that they're gonna die? All right, well, keep you back, I guess. They are not wanting to block with those other creatures. Fair enough. All right, cool. Works for me. Opponent is at 2. All right, end the turn. I mean, it's arguable we can just kill him with Tiny Bones joins up. I mean, we're at 22, so I mean, I don't think we die to anything here. Even if they just, like, max attack with everything. Yeah, now we get a token, because they copied it, so they go to 1. Love that. Got a quest caller, so you got more blockers. Yeah, I think we're pretty solid here. Well, that definitely does it. All right. Sure. Yep, GG's. Wild way to win, but I'll take it. Because we just attack with the comball now, right? Is the plan? Well, no, we just make a token, they die anyway. Yeah, I don't know. We killed them a couple different ways, I guess. Actually, comball doesn't kill them, because if it comes back, it doesn't see itself. So I had to kill them that way, actually. All right, well, either way, that worked out. Oh boy, we get to go first, huh? Let's keep it. I'm just kind of debating. I think I am going to just play this, so I can guarantee I can do something on 3. I mean, it's not, like, crazy good to do that, but I'm willing to gamble it. Of course, I'll draw a land and then none of this matters, but yeah, exactly, but, you know. Alright, what do you got, opponent? We are playing... Oh, we're playing this thing. That... Okay. Well, at least keep them from discarding that, I guess. I could have got Foundry of the Founding the Third Path, though, which would have kept stuff out of the graveyard, too. Well, they got part of the combo in there already. Alright, I guess we'll do what we can do. Alright, they didn't hit any of the key pieces, so that's good. They also have only blue mana, so they don't have a way to get this into play into the yard. They need to discard it. I am just going for it here. I'm just saying, if they get the stuff, they get the stuff. You know, I'm not even going to worry about it. They didn't get any removal cards that we had to block from, or else I would have attacked the battle so we could at least defend our creatures. Alright, they've got 2 parts over there. They did draw some cards, so they lose life. Picklock Prankster? Sure. Question is, opponent is at 11. We only have a land in our graveyard. So if we get rid of that, opponent takes 7, 8, 9. So they can't draw anything. So I think that's what we're going to do here. As much as I would like to play Ratadabrax. Yeah. Alright, cool. That'll work. Alrighty. I guess we'll keep it. Gonna have to go get a plains with this one to make sure we have double white when the time comes. But we do have a removal card. Hopefully, we'll be able to find what we need for later. Interesting, they're playing a desert here, though. Alright, well, that at least lets us maybe set up some things. Not terribly exciting, though. Alright, you got a Valley Might Caller. I think we're okay with you having the Seasoned Warren Guard. This is way scarier. Ooh, we did not find the 4th land, though. I think I am going to go here, though. Could possibly set us up to gain some life. Well, so we can't block, which we knew was going to be a possible situation, but that's okay. I mean, we can block, but it's a foolish block, obviously. All right, well, we missed our 4th land. Then we knew that was a possible concern here. All right. And then, unfortunately, when they play their case here, we're kind of wrecked, I think. Well, it wasn't a case, so that's the good news. If we're looking for good news. Yeah, we kind of have to block here, because that's all we can do. Oh, and it's tapped. Dang it. Yeah, that sucks. The only way I think we have a chance is if the opponent really has just nothing here now. Ugh, that's brutal. I guess if we're alive, I don't see how we will be, though. Yeah, alright, GG's. Like, we just miss lands. This is an interesting starting hand. Let's keep this. Alright, let's go here. More poison things. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to take a lot of poison, huh? We're going to take all the poison, apparently. Sounds good. Alright, well, this will keep some of the poison off of us for a minute. I see. That's cute, actually. That's a neat idea, opponent. Credit where it's due. So then they get a card here, and like, alright, I see what we're doing. That's kind of cool. What do we do here? Let's go ahead and play this. Then we play this. No idea why they wouldn't want to use that, but it's not like it matters. I guess this counts as 2 colors, technically. And pass the turn. I mean, we're already at 3 poisons. The opponent doesn't have to go work hard to kill us from this point. Skrelv's Hive, so their things are going to have lifelink. That's cool. I mean, we're obviously blocking up here. We'd be foolish not to, so let's go ahead and do this, and do this. Yep, you get to kill a thing. Yep, you get to copy a token. Oh no, and we can't play our Elspeth. Alright, GG's. Alright, well, we have a sec. I kind of want to streamline this thing a little bit. I'm kind of just thinking about how we're progressing against certain things. I think I want to remove the Lauren because I think we want... this is tough because, like, Legion to Ashes actually turns out to be okay so far. I'm just trying to figure out, like, where we can squeeze space. Because, like, Skrelv is nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if Skrelv is solving any problems that we're really concerned with in the meta at the moment. I mean, more ways to get rid of artifacts and enchantments is always good. Really, enchantments is kind of the thing we're more worried about. I kind of would rather play another Tiny Bones. I would like another il-kor, another Caretaker. I don't know if what that does for our creatures. It's only 19 creatures. It feels like a lot more, but it's really not. And I'm wondering if that means Invasion of Gobakhan needs to go. And sadly, we probably just end up playing like 2 bats. Could end up being the thing. I mean, I'm not excited about it, but I mean, there's a reason people play bats. Bats is a good card, you know? That does bring us up to 21 creatures. We could play bats to be 22 creatures. And I think that would be fine. Our token makers are still really just Elspeth. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's the other thing. What else could we have here that creates a token? That's in black and white. That would make sense creature-wise. Maybe let's do type creature and create token. And see what we get here. Preferably if there's something good with like 3 or 4 tokens. Actually, I don't mind Matter Weaver. The problem is we can't have a bunch of stuff that's 3 mana. Because we already have Lord Skitter, we have Comball, we have Zorline, right? And Legion's Ashes and Caretaker's Talent. So we kind of just need something smaller. And I don't know that that thing exists unless we just want to play Resolute Reinforcements, which isn't that exciting, to be honest. I don't think we want to do that. Sanguine Evangelist gives us a replacement token, so that's a thing if we are willing to do 3 mana. We could do Greedy Freebooters, because that's a thing. We could also go with Line Breakers, so when that dies, that makes a token. But it's pretty slim pickings overall. There's really not a lot, and I don't think there's a lot in multicolor that I want to play. Tesa's kind of sweet. I don't mind that, but the only option there is we probably end up getting rid of one of the other creatures, whatever the other thing is. And Tesa's still just 3 toughness. So for now, maybe we just leave it as is. Though there is an interesting card here. Where'd it go? I just saw it a second ago. I was just thinking about this when I was first thinking about playing this deck. But Rhea Ivar, because you are able to make tokens when you attack instead of dealing the damage. So it's like a weird thing, but could work. I'm not saying we need to be playing it, because we have better 4 mana things with Elspeth, Shieldred, and Ratadrabic, but it's a thought. You know, that's all I'm saying. And then we can just look up Legendary, just to make sure we're not missing anything important here at the 2 or 3 mana mark. But realistically, again, just looking for 2 mana things. Not a whole lot. Raven Man is somewhat of an option if we want to make the opponent discard stuff in those slower matchups. Vran's kind of cool if a thing dies, you know, there's extra life loss. But again, that's probably all there is. Not much else here to really write home about. Bartolome, which, to be fair, Bartolome would let us sacrifice things once Ratadrabic is out so we can get some cool stuff. And then there's Amalia. If we would gain life, we would scribe, but we don't have that many ways to gain life, honestly. We do now that we're adding bats, but that's really it. So, yeah, this is probably just going to be what we're going to get to go with for this next set of games, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's keep it. This is going to be a long game. I can feel it. Yep. Going to be one of them. So I got to figure out how to structure this turn. If we think we're playing against big Boros, we're going to need this to get rid of Forges. I don't think there's anything this turn we need to kill in those decks, unless they just make like a 2/2 if they're playing the Virtue version. Oh, that's not what this is at all. Well, there was a thing I kind of wanted to kill, as it turns out. That's unfortunate. That's what I get for being greedy. I had plenty of land. I could have just left that Fable in my hand. Oh well. Live and learn. Pay the price. Not bad for later. I think we go ahead and just pass here. Swift Spear. You got it. We'll kill the one that's more damage at the moment. Alright, let's go with... Kill this. Actually. So Arena can't wreck us on mana. I don't even have to think about it. What are we getting rid of? Probably something that pumps a creature. Oh, it's a damage thing. All right. Let's get rid of this. Did we strand some cards in their hand? That's the question. Because a lot of times they don't play a ton of creatures. Oh, they're playing Stingerback. Ooh. Stingerback doesn't have haste. This says flying and trample. I say just flying and trample, like that's not anything. Alright, let's see if we can get some life gain going here. It's a good start. That works. Even if there's a rage here, we're mostly okay. Untap land would still be kind of sweet. I'd be into that. Not quite, but not bad either. Okay. Man, we have options here. So we can go il-kor, this, play this, get a card. We could make a 3/3. You know what? I think that's what we're going to do. And then maybe we can find some spot removal for this Stingerback that's about to show up. That is not it, but it is a land, which helps. Let's go ahead and copy the token. We lose a point, gain a point, but that's okay. Alright. This can potentially allow us to split blocks and do some interesting things here. Alright, big 6/6 terror. Yeah, that works. So we're not in bad shape here, all things considered, if we can kill the terror. Now, if we can kill the terror, there we go. I was going to say, it's kind of a big order, but when we make it happen, it's awesome. So let's go Comball. Drain the opponent. Make another Deuter. Drain, gain, all that good stuff. Oh, and we got Ratadrabic. All right, now we're right around the turn of being able to put this away. Things are starting to look real good. Slick shot show off. You got it. Just attacking us, we accept. We get some tokens as well. All right, cool. Yeah, the big difference there is we were about to turn all of our tokens into 3/3s, and then we're starting to gain way more life, so we wouldn't even care if they found stuff for the slick shot at that point. Like, we could have leveled that up and then just start attacking. Oof. Sure, we'll keep it. Man, Fable Passages, sometimes they are not the card you want. Alright, I guess we're just going to go get a swamp here. And we'll play Deep Cavern Bat. Virtue cover-ups. Lilianas. Alright, let's take the Virtue, I suppose. Mostly because if they play Liliana, we can at least play Tiny Bones even if we don't get an untapped land, and like that's fine-ish if they make a sacrifice creature. Cruel Claw, sure. Interesting that that's what they took. I would not have guessed that. Huh. Alright, well, I'm just going to play Tiny Bones. So like I said, sticking with the plan here. We don't really need to lose a Comball for no reason at all. That would just be silly.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
Yep. I mean, they didn't have anything we could get, so kind of unexciting. Go ahead and play Comball, get rid of Liliana here. And then now you reach the point where we're kind of going to play around Deadly Cover-Up since we know it's there. We at least have Fountain Port, so during their turn we could drain, get a little action. Yeah, not too worried about that. just a second combo, which we can't play anyway, obviously. Let's go get a plains with this one. And let's see what we can do. Ooh, Lord Skidda. We like that. That's a much better set of tokens. Also means it's going to be harder for them to remove all copies of stuff from the game if they don't have anything in the graveyard. Which is super nice. I mean, I at least see the temptation to block there when you know I can't really play the other combo, but I don't think you're blocking there. Karavek, sure. What do we do in here? Tempted to attack with our land with, like we attack combo, this. We draw a card. Nah. Let's do this. And then we attack. Oh, sweet. They're going to give us a backup combo. Okay, I don't mind that. I am okay with that exchange. I feel like that worked out fine for us. In the turn. We have drawn a lot of mana, though. I mean, they might have a way to make us discard it, too. Oh, okay, well, there's Raven Man. They can make us discard it next turn. Pilfer. All right. You can have this. I will make a token. Yeah, see, we get things too, opponent. We don't hate the Raven Man around these parts. Yeah, we'll take this. You can Rush of Dread all you want when we have piles of tokens, I guess. That works. And the turn. Sacrifices half the creatures, round it up. So we'll do this. So we have 6. And then we'll get rid of 1, 2, 3. And that should do it. Just activate this bad boy. And send it in. Alright. I'm going to try this, but this feels like we can get into some ugly territory real fast. Dun, 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 dun. Bunny corn. All right. What's sad is I think I still have to target the Paw Patch first. What do I want here? I guess I'll take a swamp. Pass a turn. The thing I'm just trying to decide is, like, what can I kill and still keep a big enough blocker on future turns? But we'll see. I really just need to draw more kill spells. That's it. I mean, that's the real answer. But without doing that, we need some help. Need lands would be a good start. Actually, you know what? If we don't get a land, let's draw a Tiny Bones. Because then I can play Ellis, il-kor, and Tiny Bones. And that would be kind of alright. I wouldn't be that upset with that. Like, we'd have a couple of good blocks. We could set up some things. That'd be reasonable. Alright. Yeah, we're dead. We can move along. Alright, let's keep it. And we're obviously hoping to draw some lands along the way. Let's see what we can do. All right. So we're playing against just mono black. Sure. That's probably going to take our il-kor, I'd imagine. Yep, that's what I would have taken. It's a little tough because I almost played the Fable passage there to just get another land out of the deck, but eh. Bandit's Talent? Sure. I'm always having a hard time telling, like, when they're playing Bandit's Talent, if it's actually, like, a discard deck or just randomly playing Bandit's Talent. I don't expect this Lord Skitter to live very long, but if their play is only to maybe play Liliana, then we can at least sacrifice a token. And that's not the worst thing. If it's a spot removal, well, so be it. Then I think we just use our next turn to just play Elspeth and see what happens. Okay, so it was Liliana. They might go to a heavy discard here, though.
You're telling me what you know about the Raven Man.
If so, I think we feel good with either option here. Alright, so we sack that.
Off you go.
I mean, I guess there was always a possibility that we misclick or something. I mean, it's just a little weird because they largely know our hand already. I'll go get a plains. And then we'll attack. Get rid of that. Get rid of the Liliana, so we just don't have to worry about her. Play this and make a token.
We can save everyone. This is our fight to win.
I mean, they could always have, like, Shieldred or something here, too, I suppose. Nope, that's another Liliana. Sure.
Something suspicious is going on.
They make us each discard a card. Sure. Nothing even good in our yard, honestly. Ooh, a Shieldred, though. That's something. I'm debating if I want to plus a token or not. I'm going to go with this before I play the Shieldred. No, I'm supposed to either play Shieldred or nothing there, because we know they're going to make us discard next turn. Because we don't have a way to get rid of Deep Cavern Bat. Actually, that's not true. We have 3. Yeah, we kind of have to do this. And then we can guarantee we get rid of the Liliana. Because we just send everything into her. Whatever gets blocked, at least 4 gets through. Yeah, so I did my math poorly. I wasn't thinking about that. I definitely should have either played Shieldred or don't play anything. Because as it stands, leaving the 1 card in hand, we probably end up just having to discard it. Opponent, don't even block. You're going to lose this Liliana anyway. Save your creature. Oh, they have a not dead after all? I mean, that's cool, I guess. They get to take the Shieldred out of our hand. So, I guess either way, as it turns out, we wouldn't have got the Shieldred. Because I wouldn't have played Shieldred pre-combat. So, that works out. So, while I did make, I think, a play mistake, it ultimately didn't affect us because of just the sequence of the cards the opponent had.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
Sure.
You
You got
won't be
me, opponent.
outsmarting me.
Yeah, we don't even care about this anymore because now we're getting extra life anyway, so whatever. Yep, you got it.
Be intimidated.
We plus. We gain some life. We...
On me.
Do I even hold this? I guess so. Get rid of that. We'll send 3, 4 into Liliana. And we'll send this and this into the opponent. And I kind of want to hold on to Elspeth right now.
I'll be back with friends.
Dun, 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 dun. Another Bandit's Talent. Okay. Well, damage will add up. You got it. Fortunately, I can eventually just attack with lots of little life gainers, which is great.
We fight together.
We'll get rid of things from the graveyard. And attack with this. They would gain 2, lose 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess it's still worth it to attack. I mean, even attack with this, really. Sure. They're really only gaining 1 anyway, the way it works out, because when the creature dies, they also lose a life. They can now make other 1/1s, though. Yep. Got it. That is interesting, but we've already removed everything from their graveyard, so that's not as cool. So I'm going to go ahead and minus Elspeth here. I mean, at some point, we just got to move things along, so let's try to end it. Attack, 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 attack. Sure. And then they go to 1, and I can't sacrifice a token in any way. Oh, they're actually at 3, so it doesn't matter. All right. They only get 1 card because we kept 2 in hand. And if they sweep the board, we get a Shieldred back, so whatevs. We don't mind that much. Now we just attack with our flyers, right? Yep. I mean, I guess there's a world where we attack with everything. And they block, take 6, 8, 10, gain 5. Yeah, I guess they'd have been dead either way. All right, well, that's a solid game. Considering they sort of did everything they wanted to, we just sort of just slogged along, surviving 3 Lilianas. I mean, weird, but sometimes games are like that. Oh, gross. This hand's terrible. That was about as bad as a hand could be. All right, we're going to keep this. I'm going to get rid of Legions to Ashes. Arguable that I should keep it, but I'm probably going to, like, turn 2 Deep Cavern Bat. If we can find another black land, then it'd be like turn 3 Tiny Bones into Ellis. And we'll just see what happens. Oh, wrong color land. All right, so you've got Mike Caller. You've got 2 cases. That's gross. Don't love that. All right, we'll take Phineas, I guess. The only good news is they have a bunch of things that cost 2. So right now, unless that hidden card is a 1-mana thing, we're not likely to see multiple cards out of them this turn. So it's somewhat safe to take a chance here. Alright. Yep. Like, totally okay if that's what that's getting used for. And they don't even get to attack here, so you love that. And now we need to find something significant here. Black mana. I was gonna say Elspeth would have been sweet. This is not bad, because again, they have to spend 2 for everything here. So we go ahead and attack, knowing what the rest of our turn is going to look like. Go ahead and play this, so they have to discard something. Oh, so they just discarded the Phineas. Interesting. Not sure what that means. Alright. Oh, because they just had another one. That should have made obvious sense, right? Oh, that's nice. I am definitely not mad at that. Okay. Well, now. Ooh, what do we do here? You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pass. Because I think the opponent might try to play Case here and get rid of our Ellis. And we just get both their creatures. Oh, they're going to Paw Patch instead? That's way worse. Oh, actually, we'll get a Paw Patch token. So that's not terrible. Alright, let's kill these while we can then. Oh, I did that wrong. No! Oh, well, we don't get a Paw Patch token because we got the other tokens here. That's fair. Alright. Yes, Ellis. Let's do this, and then you just can't kill either of these easily, and that seems good for us. Alright. And if they use a Case on this turn, then they're not doing much else. And that'd be just to kill a Tiny Bones. Ah, hop to it, but we get some tokens too, opponent. Yep. Yep. So here's kind of an interesting thing that I think we encountered. Is, as it turns out, PowrDragn might have been the worst card in this deck. Because I think this deck functions just fine. If we say, alright, what if we take the 3 PowrDragns out, and there's an extra Deep Cavern Bat, an extra Lord Skitter, and either another Shieldred or an Archangel Elspeth, right? Either of those. I think you just have more consistent turns that are just going to be better more often, right? I mean, because even when you get PowrDragn, you have to have a situation where the other creatures have to have survived on the board, and maybe something that triggers when they enter or whatever, right? If you don't have that, then PowrDragn is just kind of like a meh 3/3 for 4 mana. But you're almost never going to be upset with an Archangel Elspeth. You're almost never going to be upset with a Shieldred. And on turn 3, you don't mind having a Lord Skitter because it's good for a lot of different situations in this deck. So realistically, as much as I liked PowrDragn, we might, in the final version, not even have it in the list, and that's a little disappointing. Now, let's talk about some other stuff, though. I think when we're playing against the aggro-y decks, the hyper-aggro decks, we'll call them, the mono-red, you know, pump your stuff, or rabbits, that type of thing, I think you're best just trying to get Tiny Bones out early because of the Death Touch. Same thing with il-kor. Just block everything, get stuff out of the way. And then obviously you want to hit your removal. Your 2 get lost, your 2 go for the throat, or your Legions to Ashes. Any of those. Now, admittedly, it's only 6 cards, so we could put some more removal in here. But I think the bats also kind of help things a little bit too. And that I think that mid-video change was also very good. I think the bats do a lot to help in each of those matchups, actually, as it turns out. So, yeah, for my money, I think we cut the Rabbits. I think we play another Deep Cavern Bat, another Lord Skitter, and probably another Shieldred, I think is the way I want to go. This also brings the casting cost of the deck down a bit, so now you only have 5 things that cost 4 or more. Zorline still has reasonable targets here because you can return Comball, because it's 3 or less, right? Yeah, so you can return Comball, Lord Skitter, Caretaker's Talent, or il-kor. Every once in a while late game you might return a Deep Cavern Bats. I mean, I say that. I guess even Tiny Bones is relevant. So yeah, there's a lot of things you could return here that matter. So yeah, I think this leaves all the cards relevant. Still really strong. But I think there were just a lot of games where you're just going to be holding Rabbits, and then like the turn you get it, it almost didn't matter because like, all right, well, we could block everything up, but if like 4 points gets through, we still die anyway. Or 2 points gets through in some cases. This, I think, keeps that from being as much of a situation, which is pretty nice. Lands, I don't think... And here's a crazy part. We only have 2 Fable passages, but every time they showed up, they were annoying. You know, because I think we have so many things that now cost like 1, 2, or 3 that we want to play on time. And if you have a Fable passage, it just gunks up the works. I know it thins out the deck and we like that, but ultimately, even with 25 lands, it was just junky. So I'm going to get rid of those. I think I'm willing to play... I want to say Plaza of Heroes. Another one. There is a small concern that if you get early Deep Cavern Bats without black sources, it kind of sucks. But I'm willing to go another Swamp and another Fountain Port, actually. Because that'll give us something to sacrifice the Lord Skitter tokens, the rats when they're not able to block. Anything extra we get from Comball, you know, like that type of stuff. Even if we just need to get rid of a token here late game, could be beneficial. And sometimes sacrificing a token when you have an il-kor out can just be the final points to kill the opponent as well. So yeah, I want another one of those. And that also helps in the longer games as well. But yeah, this I think is the list we're going to go with. So it's going to be 3 Tiny Bones joins up, 3 Tiny Bones of Pickpocket, 2 Get Lost, 3 Deep Cavern Bat, 2 Go for the Throat, 3 il-kor, 3 Caretaker's Talent, 3 Lord Skitter, 3 Comball, Profiteering Mare, 2 Legions to Ashes, 3 Zorline, Cosmos Caller, 2 Archangel Elspeth, 3 Shieldred the Apocalypse, 5 Swamp, 4 Plains, 4 Cavern of Corlos, 4 Concealed Courtyard, 3 Restless Fortress, 2 Fountain Port, and 3 Plaza of Heroes. Now, if you want to play something that's less experimental, we did upgrade a dinosaur deck yesterday that actually was really surprisingly good. I thought it was going to struggle, but it's not built the way you think, so you may want to check that out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.